Hey y'all, Iric Sky here, and within this video I'm going to explain how to update the Mavic Air 2's firmware. And it's June the 15th of 2020, so the firmware version it'll be referenced within this video is the most current firmware as of then. So the first thing you're going to want to do obviously is connect your smartphone to your controller. You're going to want to power on your controller. You're going to want to make sure that your drone has a charged battery and also the controller has a charged battery. You're going to make sure your camera protector is taken off. Power on your drone. You're also going to want to be sure that you're at a location where you've got decent speed Wi-Fi, because this is going to download the firmware update from the internet. You don't want to be on a slow or congested network. So, for that reason, I always recommend updating your drone before you're out in the field. Even though it may be able to update from a cellular network, you'll probably find that it's better to do it from a what's the word for it? A high-speed wireless network. Okay, so it's actually very simple. And when you're in the app, you can see your drone's camera there. You're going to click those three dots towards the top right. After you click those, you're going to click About. And then once you're in About, see where it says check for updates? It's got it for the aircraft firmware, which I currently have 1.00.0250 installed, and FlySafe database version 01.00.01.18. So what I'm going to do is click check for updates for the aircraft firmware. Checking version, it says. And it may take a moment, depending upon your network speed, and that's perfectly normal. And again, that's why I recommend doing this from a network that's not congested. And actually, this is taking a little bit longer, and that's probably because I think this firmware version just released. Now, obviously, I've already upgraded to the firmware. There it is. It says your firmware is up to date. So my firmware for aircraft firmware, I checked that, but also be sure to check for updates for the FlySafe database. So I'm going to click check for updates on it. And again, it's checking version. What you may find is that when a new firmware has recently released, it may be a little bit slower because the download servers may be a little bit more congested with so many people in line downloading. With that said, that's updated as well, which makes sense because I updated both the aircraft firmware and the FlySafe database for apps prior to filming this video. But I wanted to post this tutorial video because it's important for everyone to know, before you go out in the field, power up your controller, power up your drone, and check to see if firmware updates are available, because it's always, in my opinion, best practice, and that's one thing DJI, in my opinion, does a really good job with. It's always best practice to run the most current firmware for your device. And they seem to do a really good job. The only gripes I've had with DJI in the past, and I'll go ahead and throw it out there in this video because I'm not a scripted YouTube channel. The only firmware challenges I experienced were with, was it Mavic 2 Pro? It's when they had the infinity symbol for manual focus, and then the infinity symbol and the other symbol, because of a firmware update, got flipped around. I know that's petty stuff, but I wanted to call that out. Other than that, DJI, at least from what I've observed, after updating firmware and flying the various drones, I found that it's, I can trust it when there's an update. So yeah, check it at a high-speed internet connection before you head out to the field. Make sure you're up to date, and most importantly, be safe and have fun, because this hobby, we all depend upon safe and responsible drone pilots, and that's being the drone evangelist, droneevangelist.com. I am super safety conscious. So I appreciate your viewership. If you're shopping for Mavic Air 2, any of the accessories, any of the other drones, please expand this video's description and then click the link there and you can find it all there. Thanks for your viewership, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. YouTube.com/IricSky, and ring that bell icon when you do, and that'll notify you whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, Captain Iric Sky here. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to subscribe. It's youtube.com/IricSky. And ring that bell icon when you do to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.